What's up troopers, my name is Neon and today we're going to be going in depth about attachments for Battlefield 2042. These are going to be some tips and tricks that actually help you guys improve with these attachments and the best way to use them. Funny enough, not every single suppressor actually works the same. They actually do work completely different. So before we get into the video, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please do, would really appreciate it, and of course leave a like, thank you very much. We're on that road to 17k, so I would appreciate it. So in Battlefield 2042, the suppressors actually have changed. It's really been changed by its range more than anything, and basically what it was changed by, what it was before, that the suppressors were actually a minimap stealth, but it was by 40 meters. So under that 40 meters, no one could see you on the minimap at all. No one could see you, and it was a really good thing to be using. A lot of people love using suppressors like that, but they actually did change it. They changed it, and now they made it to the opposite way. So it's not from under 40 meters, it's from over 40 meters. Before, it felt like suppressors were really good because they was very effective at close range, but now they kind of changed the way how suppressors are used. Now it seems like it's only affected at longer ranges now. Well, it's kind of weird because you would always feel like suppressors is just that type of thing, what you would use for close range only, but now it's long range, and that's just how it is now. And it's not a bad thing, it's just a little bit of a different style, but that's what they've really done with suppressors. So the suppressors now are just being changed completely, and this is the thing, what is the best thing to use? Well, let's get into it and talk about these certain attachments. So the first thing we need to talk about with these suppressor attachments, the first one is the 6KU suppressor. This is a very common suppressor. This is the one what you would mostly expect on most weapons if you see them. And then with this suppressor, this one is very good because it obviously gives you that minimap stealth. And the minimap stealth sound from it is just very good because no one can really hear you when you're going around to them certain situations, getting that flank, you're just extremely quiet. And that's what I'm saying before, with the minimap stealth, it's over 40 meters. What makes this gun really good, because that's the thing, it's really good when it comes to that suppressor sound, but then also as well, it's actually going to help you pretty well when it comes to them bit more longer range targets. But that's the thing though, them longer range targets are not going to really see you because the minimap stealth is over 40 meters. But the only thing what puts this down more than anything, because it encourages you to go more of a longer range now, it actually does take away range, and that does kind of suck because now you actually got to consider range with this gun, and then actually losing range with a 6KU suppressor, it definitely does kind of suck. And that's the thing, that's a nicer suppressor to use, but honestly the suppressor I feel like everyone should be using is the wrap suppressor. The wrap suppressor is almost identical to the other suppressor, but what makes this other one so much more better is actually this one doesn't even take away any damage. And that's what's so good, because the 6KU actually takes away 5% of damage, so any weapon you're using, if you use that suppressor, you would lose some damage, and you don't want that. But the wrap suppressor doesn't increase it, or it doesn't even decrease it, it's just exactly the same as it already was. So using the wrap suppressor or using no suppressor at all, it will literally make no difference when it comes to the damage, and that is perfect when it comes to that. Of course though, you do lose a little bit of range when it comes to wrap suppressor, but that's totally understandable. But really what the range is actually losing from the wrap suppressor is actually not the range itself, it's actually the project velocity. So it's the bullet drop. The bullet drop just drops a lot more, so you just got to make sure you aim a lot more higher than the target itself if you're going longer range to medium range, and you should be absolutely fine. It's nothing about the actual range, how far it can really go, it's just basically of how much that bullet drops, and that's it. And the biggest thing we was talking about with the suppressors anyway was the actual change when it comes to the range of it all, where it needs to be over 40 meters to be not picked up on the minimap anymore. Where if you want to, go and look in your magazine for a weapon you're using and look for the subsonic. Most weapons actually won't have this, certain weapons only do, and by the looks of it, it seems like the only weapons that actually do have the subsonic magazine is actually the All Out Warfare 2042 weapons. So any Vault weapons will not have this. What definitely kind of sucks, and I really hope they do change it, because what makes so good with the subsonic is actually it helps you out with the minimap stealth, and this is actually going to help you from under 40 meters. So when you use the subsonic and then the wrap suppressor, it's both of best worlds, because the subsonic is going to help you out with the under 40 meters and you won't get picked up, and then the wrap suppressor or the 6KU can actually help you for over 40 meters, so you're going to be completely stealth from any range. So using the subsonic ammunition and then using the wrap suppressor or the 6KU will make you completely stealth. If you don't want to go for the subsonic magazine and you just want to go for that 6KU or the wrap suppressor, that's absolutely fine, but them suppressors are still going to work really good anyway, especially if you're going to be using like a DMR. Using a weapon a bit more range is going to be very good. But yeah, troopers, that's the tips and tricks when it comes to the suppressors. Yes, I know I did mention about a magazine type in this video as it was about suppressors, but it really does link with one another, so it totally makes sense why it was in here. But anyway, troopers, thank you very much for listening to me talk. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, be a part of Pink Army. I'll see you on the battlefield.